Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. And oh, by the way, the song, the Starbucks song Andrea was talking about, You Make Me Feel.
Love that
That's
song.
what it is.
Yes, that's
All
it.
right, it's time for our parenthood. And many kids struggle with feeling kind of overlooked at school and friends groups, believe it or not, even at home. So joining us right now is parenting expert, my favorite, Katherine Sellery. She's got some advice on how children feel seen and valued. Katherine, welcome back to Daily Flash. Always love having you on.
So nice to be here, Mitch. Great to see you again.
You're talking to a middle child, so I think
Oh,
that's all I need to say here about who needs to be seen and
say
what
no more.
career they follow because of that, right? But let's talk about why a kid, Katherine, what actually makes them feel like they're invisible.
Sure.
What is that all about?
So many things can affect a child feeling invisible, and they can act out that sense of sadness inside by withdrawing, not because they're difficult, but because they feel disconnected. So when their emotions are dismissed or overlooked or misunderstood, they interpret it as, I don't matter. Parents
Oh,
can begin to shift this dynamic by recognizing signals behind the behavior: eye rolls, silence, resistance. Those are signals. And if we don't judge them and we respond with curiosity and empathy, then when parents meet those behaviors with understanding rather than punishment or judgment, kids begin to feel safe enough to unpack it and open up again.
makes complete sense. And, it seems like your entire life, you always go inward to try to find certain things. And at such a young age, they don't know how to
Yeah,
handle all that. But you get three
that's
tips
true.
that's going to help every parent. And actually, we can turn out some great kids this way. You say, first off, is the power
Absolutely.
of validation. And what does that mean? What's the realm of that validation? What do you mean? That yes, what you're feeling is okay?
Sure. No, validation doesn't mean agreement,
Okay.
but it is the simplest, powerful way to build a child's sense of worth. When parents can just reflect back the feelings that they see the child showing us with empathy, like, wow, that sounds really hard, or I can see why you'd feel that way. It tells them that the emotions make sense.
Right.
So we're validating what they're experiencing. It doesn't mean we agree with it, but it does mean we acknowledge that they're going through it. And when kids feel heard, seen, understood from their perspective, the stress lowers, cooperation increases, and they develop more emotional confidence that lasts a lifetime.
And your next tip, I want you to go a little bit more detail to explain exactly what you mean, because it seems like when you say giving kids a voice, does that mean just like, okay, they're allowed to
No.
voice their opinion? What?
Well, I think what we're trying to say is that we're giving them a place on the stage. It's not just adults only here. It's that, yeah, children can be seen, heard, and understood from their perspective. Children are people too. So children thrive when their opinions are valued. So just creating small, regular opportunities for them to share their thoughts, like weekly family check ins or daily problem solving together, it builds confidence, mutual respect. You can ask questions like, well, what do you think would work? Or how would you like to handle this? It teaches them collaboration over compliance. So when kids feel that their voice matters, they become more cooperative, more capable, more connected. They're also more invested in the plans that they craft, more so than anybody else's plan that's crafted for them.
No, that makes sense. No, it does, because objective management is like, this is what I want. I trust that you'll find the best route between A and B, and with those kids, I can
Yeah.
wholeheartedly with that. Is there a way that we can let them know that they're getting that voice without making them think, all right, you have the stage now? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like
Yeah,
maybe
it
in a family
has to
meeting
be
or whatever.
natural.
Yeah.
Bake it in. Bake it in, Mitch. Make it a part of the family system. So the first thing is you have to have the connection. So too often parents are focusing on fixing behavior instead of
Ah.
understanding the underlying unmet needs beneath the behaviors. So we have to shift away from the judgment of the presenting problem, shift away from correcting the behavior that presents, to first reaching for connection. It
Mhm.
helps kids internalize a far more powerful message of, we love you, right? And
Mhm.
then they feel, gosh, I'm lovable even when I make mistakes. So slowing down, listening, responding with empathy, it transforms the entire dynamic in tense moments into opportunities for closeness. And when parents choose the relationship over just reacting to a presenting problem behavior, kids feel secure to grow, to
Okay.
communicate, thrive, to make mistakes.
I'm going to go back to my middle child, 11-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever. I go, well, mom's not going to get mad at me. She's going to tell me, oh, I'm connected. You know, and like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because they will, the kids will realize, or is there a certain way that you need to, you know, confront this?
Well,
They know that what they did was wrong and that sort of thing. There has to be punishment. I always feel like there should be responsibility taken for anything they do wrong.
it's so good. I love the way that you're opening this up. So, first of all, I think kids already know when they've made mistakes. I think that they know in their heart that, I really screwed up. And I
Yeah.
think they screw up. And what they really need to know is, mom and dad love me warts and all. That doesn't mean that they're okay with all of my behaviors because I'm not okay with all of my behaviors. But the bottom line is that behaviors arise because I don't know how to deal with my underlying unmet needs. And if we focus on dealing with the underlying unmet needs and providing children with more emotional resilience, the capacity to name it, to tame it, and also the trust that we've built in the relationship that they can bring their problems to mom and dad,
Yeah.
then they don't have to worry about, I can't tell them things if I'm not perfect. Because we haven't gone down that terrible road of thinking that we have to have a perfect family, and our kids then are constantly going to be struggling because
Complete sense.
I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, they're not perfect. It's an impossible standard.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Catherine. For more details,
You're
visit
welcome.
freeparentingbook.com.